Hello everybody, this is me, Amin.
And it's Alex.
And welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About. And in this week, we're going to try and do something slightly different. So where previously we covered one topic and answered all the questions within that one topic, in this week's episode, we're going to cover all the important news that happened in the arena of technology in this week. So it is Thursday, February 9th, 2023. And we're going to cover all, kind of like the interesting things that happened this week. And I think there were quite a lot of interesting things that happened. Number one, of course, the Galaxy S23 was launched. So that created a lot of buzz, actually. In previous years, the Galaxy S23, the Galaxy S phone. So that's like the first flagship. Usually Samsung will be the first to launch a flagship device, but this year and I think the past few years Samsung was not the first, but this is the first flagship that Samsung launched this year. And in previous years there was not a lot of excitement, not a lot of curiosity. People kind of like it was meh. I think this year you see a lot more interest in the Galaxy S23, so we're going to cover that. Following mobile phone launches, there's also the Poco X5 and X5 Pro. I don't know whether that's still relevant today, so we're going to talk about that. On the car side, we have the Perodua Axia launch. So this, I think the Axia has not been renewed or there wasn't an all-new Axia for a long time. I don't know how long the current Axia is, but now we have a new one, and that generated quite a lot of interest. A lot of people are talking about it, and even people are questioning whether the Axia is going to replace the Myvi for affordable hatchbacks in Malaysia. Another big news happening is that Subang Airport now allows bigger planes to land there. So previously you see like smaller planes, mostly propeller planes like Firefly. Now they're allowing bigger planes like the Boeing 737 to land there. And why are they doing that? Why suddenly there's a change in terms of what type of planes that can land in Subang Airport? We're going to cover that as well. And finally is the new feature that's launched by Grab, which is the Grab Car Quiet Ride. So what is Quiet Ride? Why is it important? We're going to talk about that in this episode as well. Okay, so let's go into our first topic, which is the Poco X5 Pro, right?
Yep, X5 series.
Okay, so again, if you've been watching a lot of Let's Talk About episodes, and if you know, I'm either using a Samsung or an iPhone. I just don't have the time to change my phones all the time. So there's a lot of new brands, right? So there's a lot of brands and launching a lot of new devices. We have Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, Poco, Realme. Am I missing any other brands?
Lots more. Oppo, Vivo.
I mentioned that.
Yeah, Huawei, Honor, OnePlus.
Huawei, Honor, OnePlus.
This is IQ. A lot of sub-brands coming out from the Chinese market.
So there's just so many Android phone brands. Now, Poco is it a sub-brand?
Initially, it used to sell as a sub-brand, but now they said they're independent brand that's backed by Xiaomi. So essentially, they're well known for producing phones at super cheap price, and the best time to buy is during the sales.
Yeah, because they always throw their prices, right?
Yeah.
So now we have just recently launched, I think on the 6th of February, the Poco X5 and X5 Pro. So why is it on top of our website list, and why are people curious about the Poco X5? What's so special about it?
So, like Xiaomi is normally known for cheap and good phones. And these days, Xiaomi has moved up market. So they try to be a premium brand. Like they try to be like on par with the likes of Samsung and all that. So Poco is more like their value brand. So, the first Poco phone came out, they offer like flagship specs at super low price, like a mid-range phone. So you get so much more hardware for your money. So this year, this is their first launch of the year, Poco X5, X5 Pro. So this is their new mid-range phones that cost less than 1,200 ringgit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a compelling new smartphone to consider if you're looking for a mid-range phone. So just going through the specs a bit. So there's two versions, X5, X5 Pro. Both are running on Qualcomm processors. So the X5 Pro is running on a Snapdragon 778G processor, similar to the processors you found on more expensive phones like the Galaxy S23 and most of the phones that cost close to 2,000 ringgit range. So you get it at a lower price range, and you also get 120 Hz AMOLED display, you get dual stereo speakers, it even comes with headphone jack, you get a 5,000 mAh battery, and it comes with a 108 megapixel camera. So the price, well, it comes in two specs. So the minimum one is 6 gigs RAM and 128 gig storage. So it's priced at 1,299, and you want more storage, the 256 gig storage is 1,499. And in typical Poco fashion, they always give early bird discounts. Is you can get it 100 ringgit off when you order during the pre-order period, and you can expect them to throw more discounts in every monthly sales like 44, 55, 66, 77. Because we cover smartphones, right? Poco it seems to launch phones specifically for this kind of monthly sales.
Yeah.
So it's no difference with these things.
Yeah.
And moving down a notch, if you want something slightly cheaper, there's a Poco X5, the non-pro version, that starts at 999 as early bird price for 128 gigs. And you want more storage is 1099. So pretty compelling devices for the price point.
Yeah. The thing I like about these new Poco phones is, number one, they are, I think, the true cheap and good brands. So like, previously we talk about cheap and good is Xiaomi, but you mentioned Xiaomi is now moving up market. And then we have also the kind of like cheap and good, which is OnePlus before. They wanted to give like the best specs that they can give at the best price. So OnePlus previously has undercut a lot of flagship brands by providing flagship device in terms of specification, but at mid-tier or even low-end prices. I see now if anybody's looking for like a really good, cheap, affordable phone that is okay in terms of the specs, you're not losing out a lot with the new Poco X5 and X5 Pro. So if you're looking for a device that's below 1,000 ringgit or below 1,500 ringgit, I think the Poco X5 and X5 Pro comes highly recommended on my side. The things that I like about it is it's running Snapdragon processors. Usually cheap phones, they run Dimensity. MediaTek, which is like not my favorite processor, especially on the low end. So we talk about Dimensity, right? You talk about MediaTek. So when you look at the spec sheet and when you see like, okay, MediaTek, I really don't like a phone that has MediaTek. Only if the phone has a high-end MediaTek processor. So it's like the MediaTek 9002 or 9000. It's 9200. The 9000 series. Okay, then you can consider. But the problem with MediaTek processors, the high-end one, the price is usually around 1,005 and above, if I'm not mistaken. The good thing about the new Poco X5 and X5 Pro is that it has a AMOLED display. And it has fast charging. So the X5 is running 33 kilowatt. 33 watts. I'm in EV range there. So 33 watts. And then the X5 Pro is running, let me check here, 67 watt fast charging. I think you don't lose out. And in terms of cameras, we will talk about, okay, whether camera is good or not. If you ask me, Android camera, actually, all of them pretty much roughly the same lah in this price range lah. If you're going up and down, so would you say that this is the best phone under 1,000 ringgit or under 1,500 ringgit?
Yes, if you want the latest and you're not very particular about software updates, because I would argue that if you can spend a little bit more, right, you can consider last year's Poco F4 because that runs on a flagship processor, but only if you can look up for it during sales lah.
How much is a little bit more?
Probably about 1,500.
So 300 ringgit more.
Yes,
but it's last year's device.
Yeah, and another thing is that another device worth considering would be the Nothing Phone 1 because you can get the 128 gig version for 1,499. So it has a slightly better processor, as a 778G plus, and then it has wireless charging. It looks more premium. You got the flashy lights at the back, and they guarantee operating system updates for up to 3 years. So at least there's an operating system guarantee of sorts. Whereas for Poco, the software updates, I would say if you can get 2 years, you're considered lucky lah.
Okay, so yes. Poco is not known for providing reliable software updates. Is that what you're saying?
Because, okay, knowing Poco and Xiaomi, normally, sometimes when they say software updates, what do you mean by software updates? They could just update the MIUI, but the base Android could be the same as the old one.
When they say software update, what I understand is why I assume is that it will be an Android a firmware update, not a UI update.
Yep.
So when they say software update, it could just mean a UI update.
Yes, it could be like MIUI 14, MIUI 15, but running behind maybe Android 12 or Android 13.
And that also, the problem is also security lah. So I guess you get what you pay for.
Yes.
But I guess, if you want to get something for your kid, or you want like a secondary phone to run Grab, or to have just plugged into your car for navigation, this is not bad. I mean, $1,000.
But in terms of the benefit of this X5, X5 Pro is the hardware. I mean, the specs. If you want the performance, the most performance buck, this is the way to go. But if you want, let's say, all the creature comforts and you want all the pure ecosystem, you probably might want to consider like a Samsung Galaxy A30 or A50 series, which has access to Samsung Pay. This will be water resistant, so that's more all rounded.
But I wouldn't think Samsung Pay is an issue now, right? So previously I was a big advocate of Samsung Pay, and the reason why I still run my Samsung phone is because there was no other NFC payment method that runs on a mobile phone. But now we have Google Pay, we have Apple Pay, and we have Samsung Pay. So those phones that don't have Samsung Pay can run Google Pay. So not really an issue in terms of creature comfort.
Yeah, but you don't get water resistance, which Samsung does.
That is a huge creature comfort. So this doesn't have water resistance.
Nope.
Doesn't have wireless charging.
No, Samsung also actually A series don't have wireless charging as well.
It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah, but for this one, I'm saying like if you want more flagship features, the next option would be the Nothing Phone, I guess, because it has wireless charging.
But you pay 1,500.
Yes, 1,499.
So if your budget is strictly below 1,200 or 1,000, you don't want to go a bit more. Yeah, I think this is a good deal.
Yeah, good deal.
And that's why I think a lot of people are interested with it. But if you shop around, you can also find the Nothing Phone 1, which is last year's phone.
Yep, but 6 months old, so still quite new.
Not really last year lah.
Yeah.
And it runs a slightly better processor, slightly better.
Yes.
G is for gaming, so if
this G Plus, so it's a slightly higher clock
for gaming.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have 5G.
Yes, 5G of course.
Nothing Phone has 5G.
Yeah.
Poco?
These phones have 5G as well.
So 5G standard lah.
Yes,
not
5G.
really
It's 2023.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a phone that's 1,000 ringgit, 1,200 for your kid or for yourself as a spare phone, the Poco X5 and X5 Pro is something that you should look into.
Yep.
All right, let's go on to the next hot topic of the week. It's the Perodua Axia 2023 version.
Yes.
Okay.
So the launch is happening on Valentine's Day, 14 February.
Why are people so... Okay, I see on the internet a lot of people are really interested about this Axia. Why are people so interested about this Axia?
Because the Axia, which is basically a replacement of the Viva, or replacement of the Kanche, this is like basically the entry level car. So if you're looking to buy your first car, this is probably one of the options that you consider.
This is like the Volkswagen of Malaysia lah, the people's car.
Yes. If you don't want a Proton Saga, this is your next best alternative.
Is the Saga how much is the Saga right now?
About 32 to 42,000.
Okay, but the problem with the Saga is it's a really old platform. It's based on the Proton Savvy,
yes,
which was what 2000. I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Yes,
like 20 years ago.
Yep.
So it's running on the same platform, and that platform also supports the Persona, supports the Iris. So these cars are all running on similar platform. It runs on a
1.3 liter engine,
a really old Campro engine. I don't see Proton. If you're looking for if you strictly need to buy a cheap car that's 30,000 ringgit, yeah, go for the Proton Saga.
I would say it rides better. I think it feels more comfortable. It's more like a driver's car lah.
Okay, driving dynamics wise,
Yes.
it's first of all it's a sedan. It's not as practical. I would think a hatchback would be better, because if I want to put in like a big stroller or a big box or a bicycle, a hatchback is better. I'm not sure whether the Axia can fit a bicycle with I think you can. You have to remove the tires.
But you want to balik kampung, right? You need a proper boot. The Saga has a proper boot.
Does the Saga have a bigger boot than the Axia?
Definitely. Axia's like a small hatchback. I think you have, less, about 300 liters or less.
Is the Axia big? Is the Saga bigger than the Axia on the inside?
I would say so, yes. Even though they classify as A segment sedan, but I would say it's much spacious.
Okay, so then the question is, okay, I guess people are curious about the Axia is because this is, I think, the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that the Axia is getting a new platform.
Yes.
And people are wondering, hey, is Perodua going to be able to match the price? Because Axia is known for, Perodua is known for cheap and good. Perodua is kind of like AirAsia. When people think of cheap cars, they think of Perodua.
Yes.
But the problem is, like AirAsia, when they think of cheap tickets, they go to AirAsia without comparing other ticket prices, and if they do, they'll find out, hey, actually there are better buys out there.
Yep.
So now the question is, people is wondering, like, okay, is this Axia still a good bang for the buck car?
I think Perodua in general, I think if you compare with Proton, they take a lot of boxes in terms of feature, tech, and all that stuff.
Feature, tech, and safety.
Yes. For example, the 2023 Perodua Axia, I think one of the biggest things is that the high spec model, you get like 6 airbags, and then you got the advanced safety assist features like they haven't confirmed yet, but likely you have like lane keep assist, autonomous emergency braking, which you don't get at all on the Proton Saga.
Not even an option.
Yes, not even an option. There's no AB
and
on
6 airbags.
6 airbags.
Yep.
The Proton still start with 2 airbags. So this is a major change. And on top of that, although it uses the same 3-cylinder 1-liter engine as the previous Axia, the new one's made it to a DCVT transmission, which claims to give up to 27.4 kilometers per liter. And that's with the eco idle start-stop technology thing that I'm so annoyed to
Okay,
use.
so how many liters does the Axia have?
The new one, not too sure. The old one's about 33 liters. If you do the math, right, if you maintain the same fuel tank, right, you can probably do close to 800 kilometers on a full tank.
Holy.
If you based on these figures, yeah.
I mean, if you travel on whatever that claim,
Yes.
is that WLTP or whatever?
It's not mentioned.
It's
but
just claimed by the manufacturer.
Yeah, it's
lah.
claimed by the manufacturer.
Okay, based on your experience, right, is it possible to achieve 27 kilometers per liter in an Axia?
I think if you're light-footed, it depends how you drive as well. So it varies. But I feel that because it's light body and then it's a 1-liter engine, I think it's close lah.
What I can say is, it is not difficult to achieve good fuel mileage in an Axia.
Yeah.
So you can be heavy-footed or you can be whatever, but because the Axia is so geared to be economical
It's
in terms
so
of
light, everything, yeah.
running, engine running, right?
Yep.
It's very easy to get like 20 kilometers per liter. Not a problem.
Yeah, that's the power of Daihatsu, right?
Okay, but the thing is, it's 3 cylinders. We get a Saga is 4 cylinders, but like I said, right, the Kemper engine is super old and it's not known for smoothness, fuel econominess. It's just that maybe Protons drive better.
I would say the advantage of Proton Saga is the drive. I think the handling is much better.
But I would wager, right, majority of drivers on the road, right, they don't really care about how a car drives. As long as it's comfortable, feels solid.
Solid. Yeah, I think that's the right word, because I think in terms of NVH and all that, right, in terms of isolating from outside, I feel that Proton has the advantage over Peroduas.
The Axia maybe not.
You reckon that Axia's better?
No. I'm saying like, okay, Proton feels more solid. The Proton Saga feels more solid than the Axia. But if you go,
and Beza as well for the same category.
Yeah. So what do you think of the new? Well, we haven't. So the full hatchback has been revealed, right? The pictures and all that.
Yeah, correct.
So what do you think of the looks?
Kind of mixed bag. I would say it looks fresher. The front looks like a mini Arus. The back, not really a big fan of it. But overall, it looks bigger. And of course, with a bigger size, the car has gone up in terms of pricing as well.
So how many variants? And what are the prices?
So right now, from what they can confirm, there's 4 variants. There's no more manual anymore. So it's all DCVT auto. But apparently they're gonna work out with a manual version for the driving schools. So
really?
Yes. So that's what
and Grab riders.
Yes.
Grab drivers. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and then so the base model G variant is apparently going to be priced from 38,600 ringgit. And then the top spec variant with all the bells and whistles, 6 airbags and the safety features and all that is going to be priced at about 50,000 ringgit.
Okay, give us some context. 30,000 is, okay, what was the base model Axia before?
The base model, I think last time you can get a manual for like 28,000 ringgit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. The base basically like E-spec or so. Yeah, E-spec. Basically think kosong. I don't think it comes with radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah, like you want a spare car at home just to go to the grocery.
No, I'm having some ideas now.
Yeah, like you want a spare car just to go to Pasar Malam and park like an idiot at the roadside. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, just to like be a
Chuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind not having a radio. I need an aircon.
Yeah, it comes with aircon, free air.
Okay, so the base model previously was 28.
Yeah.
So now it's like 4K extra lah.
Yeah.
Okay, then the top end model before?
The top end model before was like 43,000 or 44,000, around there.
Wow, that's a lot of difference.
There's a lot of difference, but of course you get loads more of stuff lah. Like for
Because
example,
of technology.
yeah. Like you got LED headlamps, LED adjacent running lights. You even have like the touchless keyless entry. It's like the keyless entry, and then you have digital displays for the instrument cluster, and also a 9-inch display for your entertainment. But no Android, no Apple CarPlay, or Android Auto there.
It's okay.
Yeah. So essentially, when you sit inside, right, it looks. It's hard to differentiate whether it's hard to believe that you're an Axia because it looks very similar to the Ativa and the new models.
So technically it's more solid lah. So it's grown up. I mean, so where previously when you think about cheap cars, you cannot complain much because hey, it's cheap.
Yeah, you get what you
It's
paid
below
for.
30k. What do you expect? Leather seats.
Yeah.
But now I think what Perodua is saying, hey, even if you buy the base model, you still get 6 airbags.
Oh no, base model is not. I think it's like 2 airbags. The 6 airbags only for the highest spec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was across the board.
No.
Okay, so you still compromise a lot in the base model lah.
Yes. And here's the thing, like we mentioned before this, it's like for 50,000 ringgit, right, you can get a Myvi 1.5 liter X, a mid-spec Myvi 1.5, which is bigger car, more powerful engine,
which is running a 1.5.
Yep.
Versus a 1 liter 3-cylinder. So that's a 1.5 4-cylinder.
Yes.
Now, yeah, what would you choose?
If I need the size, for me, I think overall I'll go for the bigger car, the Myvi 1.5 definitely. But if let's say you're going to be daily commute, you're going to be driving alone most of the time,
and you don't carry a lot of things.
yes, then I think the Axia makes more sense because it's more frugal and you also get more safety features.
But you're paying the same amount of money.
Yes, but
So might as well you just take the bigger car, right?
so just a compromise. You want the size or you want the latest tech?
What do you lose out if you get the mid-spec Myvi?
The mid-spec Myvi, I think you don't get. Okay, you don't get the 6 airbags definitely.
Okay,
You
that's a big lose for me.
Yeah, you don't get the digital displays. I don't think you get the keyless.
You mean the
entry.
digital cluster?
Clusters,
So the
yes.
Axia has a digital cluster now.
Yeah, so it looks like it's rip off direct from Ativa.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Yeah, so it's like pretty.
I mean, that's the cheapest car you can get with a digital cluster.
Yep, definitely. And then you don't get the driver assist features like AEB and stuff like that. Yeah.
On the Myvi lah.
Yep.
So for a cheap and cheerful car that has all the bells and whistles, I think the Axia still wins hands down, even at 50k.
Yep.
Plus, on top of that, you get the 27 kilometers per liter mileage claim.
Yes, which is better than my Myvi already.
You lose out on power. You lose out slightly on space, but it's grown up. And on top of that, I think you didn't mention is that it runs on the new platform, which will also replace the Vios, right?
Yep.
What platform is that?
It's based on Dastu's new global architecture, DNGA. So it's going to be the platform that's going to be used in the upcoming Vios as well, and it's also used by the Ativa. Oh yeah, sorry. One more correction is that the current Myvi actually has AEB as standard, so for that model. So
Across the range.
yes, so yeah, I think Perodua has really stepped up in terms of safety features, which is something that Proton has to catch up.
Yeah, like for the Saga, for example, you cannot even option for 6 airbags. It's only 2. You cannot even option for 4.
Yeah, even like the X50, X70, right? AEB is only available at the highest premium spec. You don't get it in the mid spec.
Yeah, so if you want like a full featured car that's thoroughly modern, although the engine is a 3-cylinder, I mean, this is a no-nonsense city car lah. I mean, you don't expect. I know a lot of people do drive their Axias on the highway. I mean, a lot of people don't have the choice, and it can do that, but it's going to be a long journey lah. You're not going to expect to run 160, 170 on the road.
Yeah, but I think at least now with the DCVT transmission, I think it's going to be much smoother lah. I mean, you're going to have lower reps while driving long distance this time.
Anything else you want to add with regards to the new Axia?
Well, I think that's pretty much it lah. I would say that it's an interesting upgrade, a huge upgrade for Axia. I forgot mention one more thing. Finally, the Axia has adjustable steering wheel.
What?
Yes, previously the Asias before this is fixed. You can't adjust the height.
Yeah lah, because body can adjust ma.
But I mean, come on, even the Saga has it.
I don't. Okay, so I'm the type of guy, right, that really when I get into what I want to say is I don't sweat the small stuff. I don't know. Maybe to some people, not being able to adjust the steering column is a big deal.
Yeah, you want to get the right driving position, right?
Yeah, I guess because I am an average height
Okay.
of an average size. Maybe some people who are taller or some people who are shorter, they might appreciate having an adjustable steering column. It's adjustable up and down, not front and back, right?
Yeah, not telescopic up and down, but still progress.
So now, let's study back, right? So considering the top end, the high end spec, which is the Perodua Axia, what do they call it?
AV.
The Perodua Axia AV, 3-cylinder, 1-liter engine, considered like a 4-seater hatchback. The size is it a lot of difference between the old one and the small and the new one?
I don't have exact figures, but it's definitely bigger, but still one step below the Myvi.
Okay, so it's bigger in size from the previous Axia. In terms of technology, it has significantly more safety technology, active safety, passive safety, all is there, and you're paying 50K. I think no-brainer. No-brainer for me. I mean, if you want like a cheap and cheerful car that's cheap to run, cheap to maintain, no nonsense, you want to get it for your kid or for your parents because, they're not going to carry a lot of people, there is no other car that can fight the Axia.
Yep. It takes all the right boxes.
All right, so that's our thought on our takeaway on that. And next on the topic on the list is are we talking about the airport or are we talking about the S23 first?
I think we can start with the Subang Airport. The Subang Airport Regeneration Plan.
Okay, what is this Subang Airport Regeneration Plan?
So Anthony Locke announced, I think on Sunday, that the cabinet approved the Subang Airport Regeneration Plan. So basically, it's like a revamp of Subang Airport. So right now, it's more like a hub for turboprop airlines. Like you want to fly like the ATR planes to Langkawi, short distances and all that, or to Singapore as well. That's Subang Airport. So basically, small planes. But now they want to position Subang as like a regional aviation hub. They want to convert Subang into a premium business airport in the city, similar to like London City Airport. So it's catered for business people, point to point.
Okay, I'm worried about this, but okay, I'm just gonna let you finish your explanation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, what's going to happen? Is it going to replace KIA? We go KIA, right? We go more capacity. Why you need this for?" So basically, is to have like a second option and also position as a city airport. And in terms of size, they're aiming to have a capacity of 8 million passengers per year, which is still much smaller than KIA. So KIA right now capacity is about 75 million.
Okay, 8 million passengers per year.
Yeah.
Do you know what is the current capacity of Subang Airport right now?
I can't remember. I think it should be far less than that. I think it should be maybe 2-3 million, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then?
And of course, this one is still an early stage, so that's the plan they want to approve. So when are they going to start doing it? What's going to be done? That's not confirmed yet. So it's going to take a while. So this new plan will take effect after they have upgraded the terminal and other various facilities.
So it has been announced by Anthony Lowe.
Yes.
This is going to be run by MAHB, I assume.
Yep. Yes.
Did he mention a deadline for this?
I think so far there's no timelines to it yet.
So this is the plan.
Yes.
I guess it's going to move forward.
Yeah.
Okay, I have major concerns with this plan. I'm not saying I'm against it. I think it's great to have an airport in the city. It's great convenience. But for those who've traveled interstate on planes and have used Subang Airport, tell me if you agree with me on this. The prices of tickets from Subang Airport is ridiculous.
Yep.
It's like most of the time it's double for taking a turboprop plane.
Yes. Like going to Singapore, for example.
Yeah.
The air tickets from Subang to Singapore is like crazy. It's like so much more
like
than
$1,000.
It could be that
Yes.
high. Yeah, it could be that high. It's much more than flying from KIA, and that's why it's positioned as a premium business city airport.
Okay. You want if they want to position it as a premium business city airport, right? They have to like upgrade the airport.
Yes, definitely.
There's no aprons. You have to walk on the tarmac to go onto the planes.
You mean Aero Beach, you mean?
Yeah. There's no aero bridge.
Yes.
You have to go on the tarmac to go on the plane.
Yep.
already as it is, the airport itself. The reason why we moved our airports, planes to KLIA is because, okay, Subang Airport used to be the airport.
Yep.
That's where all planes land, and it
The main
used to
gateway.
be, that used to be the entry point of Malaysia for those who've been in that generation.
Yes.
I know a lot of you been listening to this show. You don't even know the history of Subang Airport, right? So it is the entry point of Malaysia. The reason why we moved to KLIA was because it's a bottleneck there.
Yeah. There's no room to expand.
Okay, so they wanna grow. They wanna put 8 million passengers through Subang Airport a year. They need to change the road.
Yep, definitely. It's a whole master plan. So they need to revamp everything. Even the terminal cannot fit, because right now, to be honest, the terminal is more like a bus terminal, right?
It's a bit better than a bus terminal. I think it's a small scale airport. I'm okay with it.
But it's
At the current capacity, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but it's a bit dated. I mean, if they want to put forward this plan, right, they need to focus on efficiency. They should do something similar to airports, to Singapore's Changi Airport Terminal 4. Small airport, but super efficient.
Okay, the thing is with Changi Airport Terminal 4 is within the same complex.
Yeah, but in terms of size, like, you can do so much with small size.
And even if it's Terminal 4, it is still way away from the city. It's still considerably far away from this. Subang
how big
Airport.
is Singapore?
I mean, it's not as okay. What I'm trying to say is Subang Airport. I know because I always talk about Singapore, right?
Yes.
You can cycle around the thing. Not
Yes.
really. That's why Singaporeans like to come to Malaysia. I
Yep.
know, but the thing is, there is still some buffer zone. You know, when you're in Singapore, when you're driving from Singapore City to Singapore Airport, it kind of feels like you are going out of the city. Although Singapore is still a city, but it feels like you're going out of the city. For Subang,
Yep.
it's right in the middle of everything. Subang has become like another city.
It's on its own, yes.
I mean, I'm not talking about USJ 5. I'm talking about
Yep.
Subang Airport
Yep.
area, right? So
Yep.
that's the middle of, that's near Arada Mansara.
Yes.
It's near Kampung Melayu Subang. People who are driving to work, even if they have Dash, but they're going to PJ, they
Yep.
will go through Subang Airport.
Yes.
And traffic there is crazy. I
Yep.
cannot, because I know, because I use that road every day in the morning.
Yep.
And that is without the 8 million passengers a year.
Yep. And you talk about tour airports. Yeah, I agree. That place is jam. Like, you want to just go through past the airport, it's very super jam.
And you talk about expanding, making the roads bigger, right? There is no way. So if you've been to Subang Airport, maybe you can put the B-roll. We can have like a Google Map zoom down. Right? I think Lovey will agree with me on this, right? So Lovey is our producer. She's behind the camera. There's 4 lanes, right? 2 lanes coming in, 2 lanes going out, and there's that one big roundabout.
Yep. And there's a bottleneck in between, like two lanes only.
Okay, 2 lanes, and then you cannot expand beyond that because that's where all the aircraft maintenance is
Yep.
on both the left and right.
Yep.
Even on Friday, it's jam because there's a small masjid there.
Yep.
I don't know how they're gonna do this.
Yeah, so we need to wait and see. There's a lot of things considered, like, correct. Number 1 is a congestion. Number 2 is I believe there'll be protests from residents around there, like, oh my god, jet planes flying every hour, that's gonna be a noise issue. So I got a feeling there'll be resistance. So the government has to tread carefully and really plan this out properly. Another one is, I think what people has raised also is public transport options, because right now I think the only one that's available is the KTM one, which the government says they're going to suspend pretty soon. And KTM, of course, nobody takes KTM. Like, it's super unreliable.
Unreliable, not on time. I don't know. How can you be late on a train? I don't know.
Because there's only one track and it's super
it's
inefficient.
difficult to be late on a train.
Yeah.
There's no traffic. There's nothing.
Yes, yeah. So they need to fix all that. So those are things like the operating hours, the traffic jam congestion, and people say there's no place to park also in Subang Airport as well.
Yeah.
And then the train link needs to be reliable. In fact, even people complaining the commuter station for Subang Airport, right, it's not even linked properly to Subang Airport. It's quite a distance as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to walk across the
parking
car
lot,
park.
right? Yes.
And then you have to
Drag
go
your
up
luggage.
you have to drag your luggage. Then you have to go
Yes.
up the overhead bridge.
Yes.
Nobody takes the overhead bridge.
Yep.
I mean, I do,
Yep.
but nobody does because at night it's quite scary
Yes.
if you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And there's only one lift. that goes up and down.
If that's broken, you're
If it's broken, you're screwed. If you're
Yes.
OKU, then you can forget about taking your flight lah.
Yes. Yeah. So those said you have to be addressed.
Okay, I don't know. This is I actually like Anthony Loke. I think he gets the job done. But this announcement makes me scared lah. I don't know whether there's any studies that's been done. I can see that there's been a lot of upgrading works done at Subang Airport, but not to a degree where it can become a hub.
Yeah, not yet.
And like you mentioned, increase. So 8 million travelers a year would mean increase in airline traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And as you reported, right, Boeing 737s now can land there.
Yep. Actually, you can land 747s because the runway is the same as back then.
But the frequency is, I mean, Boeing planes and Airbus planes have been landing there and taking off there. Some being carrying passengers. We have some boutique airlines there like Batik, what's it called?
Actually, in fact,
Bunga Raya or something. What's it called? Raya Air?
Actually, cargo planes, in fact, a lot of airlines, they also send their planes there for maintenance. They still can land, just that there's no commercial passenger service.
The really cool thing about Subang Airport is that bridge that can
cross
carry,
the other side.
yes, a plane can go. I like it there because sometimes you see helicopters flying around.
Yeah.
It's cool, but I'm not sure about this noise thing because as you mentioned, already all these Boeings and all these jetliners can land there, so it's not an issue because it's already been gazetted to be a airspace, right? So I don't think residents are going to be able to make much noise.
Well, it could end up like Heathrow, like where they have limited operating hours, like they must have no flights, I think, after 12 midnight.
That is provided that there is enough regulation and legislation to protect residents from such issues. I'm not sure whether we have that in Malaysia.
Yep.
Because like for me, my route every morning would take me on this path where I can actually see the planes land.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's quite unique. It's really nice. And if you go to like really crowded airports like Hong Kong and all that, it doesn't matter in terms of like if it's congested, you don't have a choice.
Yep.
So there's only so much a residents can do there. You can't say move the airport somewhere else.
Protests that don't they're supposed to move keep it to just double props.
How many protests have we done? I don't know. This sounds hopeless, right? So how many protests have we done, right?
God, look at the old highways. They all still built.
That's why. Tak nak dash, tak nak itu, tak nak ini, semua ada.
Yeah.
And then when it's there, I guess the protesters also use it. I mean, I'm so happy Dash is around, to be honest. I mean, but it's terrible as a highway.
Yeah.
But it's good as a road lah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about this plan.
I think it's a good plan, but how they're going to secure it, they're going to be very careful and make sure that all the issues are addressed. And of course, after that, Tony Fernandez was so excited. Said, they'll definitely want to be flying from there. And of course, obviously you can tell that he's eyeing the lucrative route, KL to Singapore, because that's like super lucrative.
Now he's here like that, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly MAHB come. Because MAHB and Tony Fernandez are the best friends, are best of friends. So when he say that, MAHB is going to, you know what? When Asia comes in, we're going to charge them super expensive for parking. And then he's going to complain about everything. Like how he complained about KLIA too.
Well, but at the end of the day, he's going to pass the buck to consumers. So he already said that upfront that it's not going to be cheap. He already said upfront. He already warned already. It's going to be not going to be cheap. It's going to be expensive.
So you're going to pay for the convenience of flying from Subang Airport.
Yeah, because you save time, and probably if you don't have a check-in luggage, you can probably be there half an hour before the departure time.
How much time do you save? Because let's say if you're flying from KLIA, right, you take the ERL.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that much time.
No, and then you need to be there. I think now it's like you need to be there 2 hours before the flight. You need to be there super early now.
Does that change the fact that if you're flying internationally from Subang that you can be there later? It doesn't. You still have to be there 2 hours earlier.
I think it could be more efficiently done. If, like, for example, like Singapore T4, it can be there exactly 1 hour before. So I think
Singapore efficient, I agree. Malaysia efficient, I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't want to condemn my own country, but let's be honest with ourselves here, everybody.
Yeah, but for me, it's like if they want to position it as a city like business airport, like premium, right? That has to be the defining factor of why it costs so much to fly from Subang, because you're paying for the convenience and time saving.
All right, so let's say you're flying, right? How much more are you willing to pay to fly from Subang?
Depends. If let's say on leisure, I'll go to KLIA definitely. Yeah. If
for business lah.
For business,
means your company pay for you lah.
Yes. Like I need to be there. I don't want to waste more time. Okay, Subang. Because that's what people are flying. That's the reason why people fly from Subang.
Okay, then my concern is, does that mean that Subang Airport will not cater for people who are looking for low-cost flights?
Nope, I don't think so. It's like London City Airport. It's mostly for business. Like for example, you want to fly from London to New York without the hassle of going through the long US immigration. You fly through London City Airport because you know why? They have a flight directly from London to not direct flight. There's one stop to I think in Ireland, no mistake. So you land there, Ireland, you clear immigration there, and you arrive in New York, domestic arrival, you clear the good go. And that's purely for business because the planes they use, right, is like narrow body planes. They are fully business class.
I see.
Yes, so there's a market for that.
Okay. Yeah. I think okay. I'll buy into that. But you know, it's gonna be a lot of suffering for me lah.
Yeah, even for people who are not flying, the concern will be, like we said, congestion.
The congestion, I don't mind. No, not to say I don't mind the congestion. Okay, so let's say if they build the thing and it's planned very nicely, there might not be congestion.
Yep.
My concern is when they start building, there's going to be, oh my god.
Yes.
Already from my house, Dash has just been completed and the road is so nice, no more construction. I'm happy because previously it was potholes everywhere. Because Dash was building, I think 3, 4, 5 years. Dash. Now Dash is cleared up. They're going to start with Subang.
That's care for you, man. Every day under construction.
The city that never settles.
Never settle.
Okay, so that's that. Let's move on to our next episode. So next topic.
Big.
I think we'll save the Galaxy S23 for last because the next one is really short. The Grab car introduced Quiet Ride. Okay, what's that all about?
So basically, this feature has been tested for a couple of months now. So essentially, it's for people who don't want small talks with the drivers. I just want to get in there, get me to where I'm going, and that's it. I don't want any talks like, hey, where are you, how are you from, where are you from, all that stuff.
I don't think... Okay, I haven't been in a Grab ride for, I think, a year. But I'm an old school guy, so I prefer to drive. I like driving.
Yep.
As much as I can, I don't want people to drive me. I want to drive myself. Even if it's in traffic, being in the car is my solitude. It's where I listen to podcasts. It's where I just don't think.
Yep.
It's my oasis before going to work or when coming back from work. It's where I just stop thinking and just go on autopilot.
As a driver?
Yes.
Okay, but for...
I guess if you're in Grab also you can be autopilot. But that's why they have Quiet Ride. Because it's like, hey, I don't want to talk, I don't want to think, I just want a quiet ride. But the thing is...
This is for passenger.
I know. I know. So if I'm a rider lah. So but the thing is, I cannot stand... I'm very critical and judgmental about how people drive their cars. So if I sit inside a car and this fella like follow behind another car or keep crashing into potholes or take a corner the wrong way, I'm like, I get annoyed.
Okay.
So I cannot ride a Grab to get to I cannot ride a Grab. Like how I said, like driving my own car is my oasis. So if I ride a Grab, it cannot be my oasis because I get a headache.
Okay, but what's going to do with Quiet Ride?
Nothing. No. We're talking about Quiet Ride because I can understand why people want the feature because they don't want to be disturbed.
Yeah, but for me, here's the thing: it's a novel idea. But for me, it's every time I take a Grab, right? Normally the driver don't talk to me unless I start a conversation.
Yes, actually that was my point. Yeah. It's been so. I want to say it's been so long that I never ridden a Grab before. Yeah. But the last time I rode a Grab, the driver really don't care about you.
Yeah. This confirm. Okay, we're going place. Okay, that's it.
Mr.
Driving.
Amin.
Okay.
Yes. Jalan,
yes.
Yeah.
And normally they won't talk to you unless you start a conversation.
Yeah, but, so you sit in the car, right? It's like, don't say it. Dah lama bawa Grab. And it's like, shit.
But to be fair, I think I got a feeling that maybe, because we are guys, maybe for girls, maybe that be more useful because I got a feeling. Why? Because, you know, there's some...
so drivers are chatty, is it?
Yeah, mostly the girls. Yeah.
Seorang ke hari ni, gimana?
Yeah, it could be that. You know the target audience.
Okay, Levi, does that happen to you? Okay, Levi says yes.
Yeah,
so people chat you up in the Grab ride, is it? Yeah. What was the weirdest chat you got? Weirdest attempt for people to chat you up?
The guy who asked like, how old are you? Like okay. What race
That's not
are
weird.
you?
That's not
and
weird.
Stuff like that. And I don't know, I don't feel safe in public transport in general.
Grab? Is Grab public transport?
Yeah, in a way, yes.
Yeah.
Like
but it's a private car.
Yeah, but available publicly.
It's
You're not wrong.
okay. So is this feature welcome? Do you like this feature?
I don't use Grab that often.
So you're like me. You prefer to drive.
Yes.
Ah.
If you do use Grab, will you use this feature?
Maybe.
You know what this means? This is the I wouldn't say the starting point, but this is the underline of the collapse of society.
Why?
Because we are so disconnected from people, right? We do not even have the ability to tell somebody, "Can you not disturb me?"
Oh, that's the
That we have to put it in an app
that's
rather than tell somebody.
that's the option that Grab asks you to do if the driver didn't get the quiet right message. Because when you say quiet right, the driver will be informed, okay, this passenger requests a quiet right.
And the other reason why I think this is the underline of the collapse of society, right? So if you watch Black Mirror, there's this one episode where you actually have to pay. Is it? You have to pay? I can't remember. You have to watch you have to watch ads. You are forced to watch ads.
To earn credits.
If you don't want to watch ads, you have to pay not to watch the ad.
Okay.
If I remember the episode correctly. I don't remember the name of the episode, but that's a Black Mirror episode. Now, everything is tracked. Now, everything is in the app, right? Is it conceivable that in the future, because Grab is a unicorn, they don't make money. They just burn money. Unicorn just burn money. They don't make a profit or whatever. You know, they just
It's all about
burn.
numbers.
Get funding, burn. Get funding, burn. I don't know for what. It's just consuming. It's a huge monster, right? So there's only so much you can move. There's very little innovation. You talk about Grab as a service. Genuine innovation, there's really nothing, right? It's ride sharing, which is copied from Uber. And then there's food delivery and barang delivery, like Uber Eats and whatever. Not really much of an innovation. Even Uber is not making money. Okay, now, if they need to make more money, go to the investors. You know, I got investors say, "Oh, I want to pay more. You need to pay more dividends. I need like 20x, 50x return on my investment." So it's all about incrementals because they have their user base is so huge, right? So it's about
Milking
getting you to pay 50 cent more, 3 ringgit more because now they have the faster delivery and all that, right?
priority delivery, all stuff, yeah.
Is it conceivable, I'm asking you, right? In like the next 12 months, right? Quiet right is paid.
So you're saying that the driver's going to talk to you as a
Yes.
to make you,
Yes.
you must pay them and shut up.
Yes.
Actually, right, when we post this story, based on the comments, I think most of these comments are from the drivers. They said that actually they need this feature more than a passenger because it's always a passenger such conversation. So if anything, right, it should be the other way around. If the driver wants a quiet passenger, they need to pay to pay for it.
Whoa, they have chatty passengers.
Yeah, like we
Like
already mentioned,
that
right?
question you asked lah.
Yeah.
Dah lama ke bang?
Yes, right. So no most times the passenger just chatty. The drivers don't care.
I guess maybe the passengers. I guess the chatty passengers are the one trying to be courteous.
Yeah, it's like maybe it's like awkward sitting at someone's car and then not talking. So I feel like, okay, let me just talk to this guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because you know nowadays a lot of the Grab riders. I mean, when I go into Grab, because like I don't go into Grab often, but when I do, I try to be courteous.
Yes.
And if the driver is likes to borak and I'm in the mood, you know, I try to and then I try to understand. I try to empathize. You know, I don't know whether. I know some people really enjoy being a Grab driver.
Yep, correct.
Some people don't. Some people do it out of not to say desperate.
Necessity.
Not to say desperate, out of necessity. So, you know, I try to understand, you know, what are your challenges? Not to ask your challenges, okay, tell me an interesting, I will say, you know, tell me an interesting story lah. So they tell me like, you know, route riders, riders cannot like move, cannot walk 5 meters. Like, oh, you know, I'm here, come here, or sometimes they want to enter a condo, they can't, but the rider insists. It's things like that lah. So you and I agree that this could be a payable feature in the future.
If they try to be an ass out of this.
So have they not been an ass before?
Well, we're starting, like you said, we're starting to see trends like, for example, priority delivery and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, now I can pay to cut queue, is it? You know?
I don't know whether priority delivery is cutting queue, but
it kind of looks like it.
I don't feel good. Okay, this is what I do with Grab, right? I mean, the main reason why the main thing I use on Grab is food delivery.
Yep.
I make it a point that if it's raining, I don't order. I make it a point that I pay extra if the rider comes up. I mean, we are here in our office. It's not on the ground floor. most riders will just tell us, "Oh, food is downstairs. Can you go down and collect?" And most of us will just go down and collect. Sometimes we get riders that come all the way up here. I give them extra tip, via the app. I make it a point. So I make it also a point not to pay for priority delivery because I don't feel good if I don't know how it goes in the back end.
Yep.
Does it when it says priority delivery, does it say in the app like, okay, this one wants faster? So does it, and is there like a timer for the rider to like, is the rider incentivized to deliver faster?
That's why I'm not too sure. I don't know. Is it they're asking the riders to drive faster, or they're prioritizing your order above other orders? That's why you can get faster. That's my concern.
That cannot be. It doesn't work that way because if it's prioritized, if you cut queue, right, and if suddenly there's like more and more people that is paying, then your timer counter will just increase. So let's say your food is supposed to be arriving to you in 40 minutes, right? When people cut your queue, it'll either be 40 minutes forever or it'll be 40, 50, 60. You won't get your food.
That's pretty much happening right now. If you order standard order size, the delivery can take more than 1 hour. They already preempt in advance that it's going to take longer. And most time they deliver before that. So they basically adjust the estimated time. So that's what I'm seeing. Right?
Yeah, so without knowing that, I don't feel good clicking on that button and paying the extra because I don't know whether that rider is incentivized to ride faster.
Yeah,
it's
that's
quite scary for me.
But to balance things out, I think you noticed that Grab also introduced like a saver version. Like, oh, if you're willing to wait like more than 1 hour, there's saver option. You save more delivery. So that's another option that they have to balance things out.
Yeah, this is just me telling you that the future is going to be like this. You want
more, you pay. Yeah.
Which is terrible, and I don't think that's the way it should be. Capitalism at work. I'm not saying I'm a communist, but I think there are better ways of doing things. All right, so Grab has introduced Quiet Ride, and yeah, tell us if you prefer Quiet Ride or not. Okay, the final topic for our show today is the launch of the Galaxy S23 Ultra.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
23 Ultra especially, or the whole series?
I guess the series itself. Yeah.
I would say it's like an incremental update. Design looks pretty much the same, but there's two big.
It's exactly the same.
No, exactly. There's differences, especially the normal, the non-ultra versions. You don't have I don't know how they call it, the camera island is not going to bump, so you get like individual lenses popping up.
Oh, okay. There's no like square lah.
Yeah, like the rectangular thing.
Yeah,
at least the S23 people can tell, oh, you're using a new phone, but you use the Ultra, hey, you never change your phone.
I don't know who asked you that question. Nobody asked me that question.
Just for example.
Who asked that question? Hey, you never. What's your problem? What's your problem? Did I ask your money to buy a new phone? What's your problem?
Asterisk over dramatized. Yeah, so basically, not as groundbreaking in terms of design, but they made two significant upgrades. One is the processor. It's still Qualcomm again, so yay for those who don't like Exynos processor. But it's not
which is everybody.
Yeah, so it's not just normal Exynos. So they have an Exynos 4 Galaxy. So essentially, it's the Qualcomm status processor, the
optimized I think
Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. It's like overclock lah. So it's the CPU and GPU runs at a higher speed.
So it's 8 Gen 2 G lah, basically.
They say June, they call it for Galaxy.
No. I mean, if you look at the nomenclature, so it's G plus lah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be G plus, but they call it for Galaxy. But I got a feeling that later on, other gaming phones they're gonna have similar upgraded versions as well.
It's overclocked.
Yeah. We've seen it with RG.
Okay, so that's the first significant upgrade. Snapdragon processor.
Yes, Doc. Yes.
And then the second one
is the camera. So the Ultra gets a 200 megapixel camera, which boasts better low light photography. It has like double the stabilization for video, and it works better in the night. So that's the big thing, which I feel that Samsung did not tell.
They didn't sell that feature
that much. They just showed, we have this already, but didn't really demonstrate as detailed, as convincingly as what Apple and Huawei did with the cameras.
Yeah. But I'm surprised because we saw some samples, and I think John went out to take a picture of a full moon.
Yep.
And we have the pictures on our Facebook. We'll show the pictures on YouTube. And it's quite amazing, to be honest.
Yeah, and even the zoom cameras, although on paper looks similar,
Yep.
like there's two 10 megapixel cameras. I think one is like 2 or 3 times and another 10 times. But the 30 times zoom, right, is so clear. So right now, it's because it's like a level up version of hybrid zoom. So when you take a picture, it doesn't use just a telephoto lens. It uses combination of multiple lenses, and they use that data to make it more clear.
To assemble the picture.
Yes, to make it super detailed. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, because what John realized is that when you zoom at 10 times, right, the picture's okay,
Meh.
normal.
Yeah.
But 30 times zoom is like so much clearer. Like,
It's
what's
clearer.
going on? How
Yeah.
could 30 times be better than 10 times in terms of clarity?
You
So-
gotta take note of this, Levi. So we gotta try and show that live on video. So
Yeah.
more reason for you to watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
But
I remember the first time when Samsung introduced 100x zoom, right? Space
Space
zoom,
zoom.
was it called?
Yeah, space zoom.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried it out, and yeah, you can zoom all the way 100 times,
But
but
is it usable? Yeah.
I don't know if you can call that a picture, lah.
yeah.
But this one is like, wow.
Yeah.
The AI processing is ridiculous.
Yeah, like the 30 times zoom, even the 30 times, right, it looks like it's taken at 1x, you know, it's like it's that clear.
But this is for Ultra only, lah.
Yes, Ultra, yes.
For the other two versions is
we get, I think, 50 megapixel main cameras.
you don't get the 200 megapixel.
No, that's only for the Ultra. Yeah. And of course, the biggest complaint people have is the price. So it's gone up. It's gone up quite a lot. But it's something that we have to expect because look at iPhone right now. You can't find an iPhone 14 for less than 4,000 ringgit unless you buy during the sale, which they do right now because not enough demand. So, but it's a good thing that for Malaysia, Samsung Malaysia has quite a interesting pre-order offer. So they're offering double storage. So you can get 256 gigs for the price
Double
of
the
128.
storage, half the price, is it?
Same price. Same price, double storage. But they get extra goodies. You get like 400 ringgit e-vouchers to purchase accessories because, you know, there's no charger. You can use that to buy charger and earbuds and all that.
Okay, so coming back to Galaxy S23 series, I cannot fault anything with Samsung actually. They've like refined the formula so well that every single upgrade is as expected. As long as you don't expect anything groundbreaking lah. And I think they've already made it clear that the S series is not a technology showcase. It's an incremental upgrade platform. It's the stability and everything that you expect from an S series. For a technology showcase, you gotta look at the Fold. That's what they told me at least. So I'm gonna look at the Fold and the Flip that's gonna be launched later this year, maybe in September, and see what new technology that they're going to put in their phones.
And one thing that Samsung has done greatly, besides the sustainability stuff, so they claim that they've used more recycled materials for the glass.
Yes.
One thing that's significant is that they're still guaranteeing 4 years of major Android updates and 5 years of security updates.
Yeah, so that's what you get when you pay for a premium brand. So I consider Samsung a premium brand, even if you buy a series, which is the base model. They promise upgrades and they deliver upgrades. And what's more important, we talked about firmware upgrades and UI upgrade. This is firmware, UI, and security updates.
Yes, and
which is really important.
And security updates, I would say they're quite consistent. Every month. Without fail, you always get an update on your phone. Yeah,
and that's very important.
Yes.
I don't think you get that with China phones.
Yeah, because like other Chinese manufacturers, they have been also upping the price as well. Like for example, the Oppo and Vivo's like they're touching 5,000 ringgit, man.
It's crazy, man. I'm gonna pay 5,000 ringgit for a Vivo. What is a Vivo?
Yeah, I mean
5K for a Vivo.
I mean, they have groundbreaking hardware. Like for example, they have the latest one, the Vivo X.
No, it doesn't matter. It's Vivo. What is Vivo?
Yeah, I mean, but they have certain hardware elements that really stand out, like 1-inch sensor, like the 1-inch camera sensor. I mean, yeah, you have all that, but the thing is, if you're gonna spend that much, right, I need to be assured that I can use the phone for the next 2-3 years without any issues.
The thing is, it has the Vivo X. You're talking about the Vivo X90 Pro, right?
Yes.
It's at the time of recording right now, which is 9th of February. It is the only phone in Malaysia with a 1-inch camera sensor.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it out. I haven't looked at it. We have it in the office. I haven't tried it out. But I'm excited about this 1-inch sensor.
Yep.
But my point is, the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra does not have a 1-inch sensor. It uses a Sony sensor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's just Sony sensor.
Which is the same manufacturer.
Samsung sensor.
Okay.
SOCL, yes.
So, two different brands. But I go to Apple, they don't have a 1-inch sensor. In fact, they probably have one of the smallest sensors on a phone. They have bigger actually. They don't have a 50 megapixel sensor, right? So this
48,
this X90 Pro 1-inch 50 megapixel. I would argue that the pictures on the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the Galaxy S23 Ultra is better than the X90 Pro.
Or even
significantly better, noticeably better.
or even the pixel, because right now it's not about the pixel count game anymore, because it's a combination of where they have the processing, the AI capabilities to improve the imaging as well. So you must have all that. So just because you have the hardware doesn't mean you can do amazing photos. Like having a super car, but you can't drive.
Yeah, it's like buying a Chinese supercar. It's called a Vivo, but it uses like an AMG engine. What? It's still a Chinese car.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not whacking a Chinese car because I drive a Kia anyway. But but Kia is a good brand.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, for example, like, not all Chinese brands are bad. Like, for example, Huawei, actually, they really upped the game in the photography game as well.
But Huawei is a security black hole. I just want to warn everybody.
Yeah,
it is a security black hole. I cannot recommend you to buy a Huawei phone, no matter how good the price, no matter how good the spec. I'm going to tell you that right now. What do you want to say about Huawei again?
I said the camera, how they up the camera game. Yes.
I have to say, I agree. Huawei's camera used to be one of the best. I haven't tried the recent Huawei phones, but I was blown away by what Huawei could do with their phones. I think they were 5-6 years ahead of time.
Yes.
But still, I wouldn't dare use a Huawei phone today. So back to the S23, we were also talking about like how the upgrades were incremental. Here's the thing, and if you're thinking the same, right? The logic is this. They are not looking for people who are using the 22 or even the 20. Oh, sorry, not 20. Is there a 21?
Yeah.
Okay, they're not even looking at people who are using the 22 or the 21. They are looking at people who are using the 20 or older phones, or people who are using the China phones who don't want to pay 5,000 bucks for a Vivo. I think they're more than happy to pay that price for a Samsung.
Yeah, definitely. Because you want to pay that much money, you want to have the assurance of security updates.
Yep.
And I mean, it's a solid product. You can't fault it.
It ticks all the boxes. Okay. Software, security, privacy, whatever. Yep. The security and privacy is top notch. They have the Samsung Knox, which covers the firmware layer, hardware layer, and also the software layer, right? So all three layers are protected by Knox. You cannot say the same thing with the China phones. Number 2 is you have the specs. I mentioned about the specs, right? You have the specs. And then number 3 is you have the sustainability game, which I think is quite cool. Sorry, number 3 is the software and then the sustainability game. So Samsung mentioned that they have increased the repairability of the devices in the Galaxy S23. They are now using more recyclable or recycled materials. They use used fishing nets. They use plastic bottles. They use natural materials for their coloring in the phones.
Even packaging as well. No plastics now, I think.
Yeah. Nothing. It's all recyclable.
Yep.
So I guess you can buy it and feel good about you saving the environment. I think that's pretty good, and that's a unique offering that no other China brand can offer. So Samsung has like separated itself very clearly from the Chinese brands. I don't know. Again, I don't know other from pricing. What other thing differentiates the Chinese brands from Samsung?
Even in pricing wise, I think that most of the Chinese phones, they really gone all the way up to like 4,000, 5,000 marks. So even on price alone, right, if putting aside the security features, it's hard to consider
Phantom that, right?
Yeah, over a Samsung.
Like, okay, let's say you get the Vivo X90 Pro, right? So it's the 1-inch sensor, right?
Oh, that's the worst. And this is the worst part. Despite having the 4,999 price, it's not even running a Qualcomm processor.
MediaTek?
It's a MediaTek Dimensity 9200. And people are like, what? The previous one was running a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. It's 4,999. People really like losing their minds. Like, what the heck is this, man? And now you have the same pricing, and now using a MediaTek processor, other people can't swallow that.
Yes, definitely can't.
Yes.
And you don't have the sustainability play. You don't have the security play.
Yeah.
You only have specs.
Yeah, I mean,
who cares?
Yeah. Because you want to buy a phone, you want something that can last at least 3 years. And I'm not going to pay 5,000 bucks for that.
No.
Yeah.
The only other China phone that not to say the only other China phone. The only China phone that I would use is probably at Oppo. Because I like the Find N2 and I like the Find X5 Pro. I think those two devices are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oppo in terms of innovation is there lah. They don't just look at specs. They innovate the way that like the Find X5 Pro, Find X3 Pro. That's the latest Find, right? That was released last year.
This was Find X5.
X5 Pro.
Yes.
That has like a ceramic back.
Yeah.
And the reason why they use ceramic is because it insulates heat better. I think that's pretty cool.
And it looks better as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks nicer than normal glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add? So Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, if you're using like a older Samsung that's not a 21 or 22, Samsung is targeting you for you to upgrade. And it's high time that you upgrade as well. I know the phones are still good, but if you are looking to buy a new Samsung phone, the S23 series is not bad. Actually, not to say not bad.
I don't think there's any other option. I mean,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's great.
I think not just for people who are upgrading for Samsung, but anyone looking for a flagship Android phone,
Yeah.
you're going to spend like $4,000 and above.
Don't get a Vivo.
Don't. I think it's hard to consider anything else. I mean, just go for this because you have the reliability, you have the ecosystem, and you have the assurance that you're going to get 5 years of security updates.
Yeah, I tell you what, even the fanboys have problems with their brands. Like OnePlus, right? Even the fanboys cannot swallow the price right now.
Yeah, correct.
Realme I think okay lah. Nothing.
Nothing's different price. They're fighting in a different segment, so they are in a very interesting position.
Yeah. So how are people going to justify paying 5K for a Vivo when there is iPhone money?
Yes, exactly.
Why would I pay 5K for a Vivo? Can somebody tell me?
Yeah.
Would you pay 5K for a Vivo, Levi? What phone are you using? Vivo. Sorry, I'm not knocking any Vivo users that's watching this show, but I wouldn't use a Vivo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, even
would
like,
you use a Vivo?
For flagship? No. Even like Xiaomi, right? They have the things in check. Like, but they know that people have certain expectations with pricing. Even their flagship,
They have a limit.
Yes, they won't go out until like 5K. I think the last one, the Xiaomi 12 was like 3,000 plus, still below 4,000. So they know what works.
Yeah.
How much pure we need to spend.
And they don't need to price it that high.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's pretty much it. This is our new format for LTA. I think it's quite fun.
Yep.
More animated in terms of conversation. So let us know what you think. And also, we are also available on podcast. So if you want to listen to our rant while you're riding your Grab, in your quiet ride mode or whatever, just look for us on where you listen to podcasts. Just look for Let's Talk About Soy Chin Chow, and we're there. If you're watching us on YouTube, thanks very much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like the show. Drop us a comment, suggestions, questions, or thoughts. What do you think about the show? What do you think about the topic that we covered? We'd love to hear from you guys. We read all. We can't reply all of them because there's just so many. But yeah, we appreciate the comments. For those of you who are watching, who are listening on podcasts, do give us a 5-star rating if you like the show. That helps the show a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is me, Amin.
This is Alex.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.